Know that the ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that the ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that the ride or die.
Hey, what's up, my chain breakers? I want to read something to you, but first I want to say something. This article right here comes from Donnelly Justice and DonnellyJustice.com, and I've been paying attention to them for a minute. And the thing that strikes me is that they have a lot of different cases, a lot of different scenarios on their site, and I want to bring this to light because it is. You have people out here today that are, I call, negative Nancy's, and then Bewitched with Gladys Abner. I call them Gladys Abner. They're always being nosy, always trying to be in somebody's business and don't know exactly what they're talking about. So this story totally reminds me of the Gladys Abners of the world that think they know everything. The first thing they see, they want to run and report somebody. So, oh, forgive me, you guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to yawn. So the thing is, I want to read this story because this is so true in so many women cases, and it's almost to the point where it's going on too much. And some of these people that are making false reports, they need to be held accountable. They need to stop saying that you can be an anonymous caller, because that gives that person that is up to no good too much power. And I told you guys in another video that I have a sister that works with abuse. She's like an abuse advocate, and she also deals in a little bit when it comes to CPS services and things of that nature. And when she comes in, I'm gonna try to stream it live so that people can get on and ask her questions, so that she can possibly kind of give them a little bit of help. So my thing is this: there are people that call her. And one particular time I was on the phone with her, and I said this in the previous video, and some girl called and said that her child's father was abusing the kid. So my sister said, is he abusing the kid right now? And I believe she said, yes, he's abusing the kid right now. So my sister went on to ask her, well, are you guys in court right now? And she said, yes. And so my sister said, okay, hold on. She put her on hold. And so my sister continued, to look through some paperwork while she was talking to me, and the girl hung up. And she said, even if they are lying, I'm still going to look through paperwork and look for, information for her, However, she was angry with the father because it was his time to have the child, and she wanted to report abuse so that he could no longer have visitations. So my sister states that she runs into this kind of stuff a lot, especially with bitter women. I know that's a little bit off the subject, but I'm trying to give you an understanding of, when you do get a chance to speak with her when I have her live on the panel. So I'm going to get into the CPS, and this is the same thing with the nosy Gladys Kravitz, or whatever her name is. CPS kidnaps children literally. And this has been said for many years, and they've come out now and they're talking about how CPS is taking kids out of good homes. We have a case here in California where there were two little boys. Their name was Classic and Sincere, and they were taken from their mother and they were adopted out to a family in which they thought that the foster parents were going to take care of the kids. However, we're now finding out allegedly that the foster parents murdered those two children 3 months before they reported the kids missing. So when the actual interview went on we all felt like there was something missing, there was some untruths, maybe it was rehearsed, and just what we felt in our hearts was the actual reality. You can't fool everybody. So now they're in court for a murder charge. Okay, so these kids were not being physically abused. The accident happened while the mother was at work, and being concerned, she took the child to the hospital, and from there the doctor was the one that actually called CPS and reported the abuse. So that's going to be something different that we're going to be looking at as it plays out. So let's go ahead with this story. And this I'm going to talk for both people. The 800 child abuse reporting hotline, I'm just going to abbreviate it because you guys can see it on the screen. Okay, this is the hotline operator. Hello, how can I help you? The caller, yes, I want to report child abuse. The operator, can I have the name of the child and who is the caretaker? Caller, Joey and his mother is beating him with the broomstick. How can you hear the mother beating a child with the broomstick? You get what I'm saying? Okay, so the operator says, and how do you know this? Caller, I can hear the broomstick hit the child. Operator, so you have not actually witnessed the child being beaten? No, but I hear him crying. So kids cry all the time. There could be so many different things that cause kids to cry. They can get scared. They can get mad at you because you took something away from them. They could be tired. They could be hungry. They could be wet. They just might just want some mommy affection. Kids cry for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? So this caller is all the way out of line. Instead of, going over and introducing herself and seeing what the get down is, she probably would have found out that, the mother had to put the dogs out because, like the story said, the dogs were fighting and the baby got scared because the baby probably have never seen the dogs play like that, or they played too rough and they end up hitting the baby. The sound of the broom crashed down and startled the baby and made the baby cry. So it's so many things that went on in this story, and for this woman to make this call, and I said, if you take away the power of a person being able to call anonymously so freely and so willingly, not knowing everything, then that makes it really hard because you're just going by an anonymous call. And personally, my belief is that they should take away the fact that people can call CPS or any type of services or anywhere anonymously. You don't have to give the name of the person once you take the report, but it's noted in the report. And then you can ask them, if we have to go to trial, would you go to court with me? You know what I'm saying? You give them that option if they don't want to be involved, but at least you have a name and an address and a phone number to the person that's actually making that report. And if you find out that that report that they made was absolutely false because they may have a vendetta against that individual, or they may just not like that person, or that person may have taken their boyfriend or girlfriend or did something to them, got them fired or something. People do the strangest things to people to get revenge. So maybe you had a roommate you told they had to go because they were not holding up their end of the bargain. So they'll say, well, guess what? I'm going to call, children's services and report, this person and say this, that, and the other. And because that person know the dynamics of the house, of course they can give a little bit more detailed information. But still, I would not allow them to be anonymous. I would have to get a name, number, and an address. So when you do make that false report, you can get arrested for perjury. And I think they should take that power away. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, some people may be afraid of the person that they're reporting, and there is a true case of abuse. In those cases, don't release the name. Just know that you have evidence and the person knows exactly what they're talking about, and it corroborates with what the investigators went out and saw in the household. You get what I'm saying? So I want to do a little demonstration. This lady said, hold on a second, I'm still talking. This lady said, and I'm going to scare my dogs, you guys, because this lady said that she heard the sound of the broom hitting the child's flesh. This is what she heard. That's what she heard. That was very loud. That is not the sound of a broom hitting somebody's flesh. I'm going to do it again. Sorry, dogs. So my dogs jumped again. That is not the sound of a broom hitting somebody's flesh. It sounds a lot muffled, and you will not be able to hear the sound of a broom hitting somebody unless you are really seriously whacking them with all your power and all your might, and you are actually in that same household, and that person is on a consistent screaming, stop, stop, stop. That would be the only way that you would know that that person is actually being abused. You know, you can hear the sound of somebody getting slapped in the face more than you can hear the sound of somebody getting hit with a broom. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. Let me get my broom again. It's right here next to me. Now, I'm going to hit myself with the broom. Listen. I don't know if you can hear that. But how could she hear the child getting hit with the broom? That doesn't make sense to me. So right there, the emergency operator should have told her, ma'am, are you actually in the same room? Are you in the same house? Can you open that door and see that woman hitting the child? It should have been more questions asked instead of taking a blanket statement. You get what I'm saying? And this would have caused this whole situation to die down and be overlooked. And it's just crazy. And this lady had plenty of opportunity, like I said, you know, in my first video, because I had to erase it. She had plenty of opportunity to say, you know what, hold on, let me go next door and let me find out, knock on the door and see if she'll come to the door and see if I could talk to her, and then go in, look at the baby, and maybe she'll be like, girl, the dogs got to fighting, and the baby got scared because the broom fell, and I had to play this little piggy with him and calm him down. That's why the dogs is outside. And it startled the baby, and the baby started crying. And then when you look, and she looked at the baby and see that there was nothing there, she could have went back and said, you know what, it was a mistake. You know, I went next door and the dogs were fighting, and, you know, they weren't fighting, but they were playing, and the broom fell over and it startled the baby. I looked at the baby's body. There is no marks, no evidence of anything. So, you know, my apologies. You know what I'm saying? And that could have squashed the whole thing right there. But she did not do anything. You know, I call people like that Gladys Kravitz. You know who Gladys Kravitz is. I keep saying it. She's that nosy lady from Bewitched that always holler, Abner, look at this. Look at what Samantha Stevens doing. Look at this. Oh my God, Abner. She's always into somebody else's business. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go ahead and read this again because I totally forgot where. Okay, I'm going to read this. So you see that the baby stopped crying and everything. 5 days later, Joy mother gets a knock on the door. She opens it to two ladies with IDs around their necks. One was a police officer and the other one was a CPS worker. And so they asked to come in thinking she could quickly show them everything is fine and they could, you know, leave. Thinking, okay, my house, everything's okay. My house is, you know, like I said, I don't know what part of the video. I think I erased the other video. Like I said, I had done another video and, you know, I had a lot of background disturbances, so I had to erase it. But I was saying that, you know, you could be off of work. This could be your day off and, you know, your day to get your house together, catch up on some washing, catch up on some cleaning and things of that nature, because this is one of your days off. So your house is not as tidy as it would normally be after you actually, you know, had your day off to clean it real good, thorough scrubbing and all that good old stuff, so it could be really presentable. So this is where I didn't know that it was actually in here. Excuse me for the noise. I'm trying to fix this computer. The house was clean but a little messy, as a house gets messy with a 3-year-old and a newborn baby. She asked, "What is this about?" One of the ladies walked around the house and the other took Joey into his room, closed the door, and interrogated him as to a S abuse, sexual abuse. I have to say the word because it's in here. Joy's mother objected, but the police officer told her she had to let them talk to Joy privately. First of all, you're not going to just come up in my house and take no baby from me and tell me that you got to talk to a 3-year-old privately. That right there is out of order. Right there, I would have been like, hold on, wait a minute. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You cannot do that. And so I would have found a way to see if I could get me a lawyer. I'd have been like, no, 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 hold on, wait a minute. Because anybody with their rightful mind know that you are not supposed to take a child or anybody and interrogate them, especially if they are a juvenile, without an adult in the room that gives you the okay. You cannot just come and throw your weight around. That is against the law. First and foremost, that is against the law. Okay, so let me continue. Joey's mother objected, but the police officer told her she had to let them talk to Joey privately. Joey did not comprehend the nature of the questions and kept shaking his head and shrugging his shoulder. He barely said 2 words, which were the names of their dogs, Mary and Jane, from the nursery rhyme. Mary had a little lamb, and Jane had the chicken's back, Dick and Jane. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I said chicken back. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was reading, y'all. Forgive me. From the nursery rhyme, Mary had a little lamb, and from the children's book, Dick and Jane. Y'all, I'm crazy. I'm sorry. I hate when this do this. Good gracious, for real. See all these different things. Let me get back to my story. Hold on a second, you guys. Something went wrong here. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Dick and Jane. I said, Lord have mercy. Okay, let me go. The 2 ladies called their supervisor and told her that Joey indicated that the mother smokes marijuana and that the children may be at risk. Joey's mother blurted out when she overheard that. Then the ladies were conversing about the mother being delusional and in denial. They were told to drug test the mother with an on-site mouth swab. Joy's mother complied. After a few moments, one of the ladies took the swab from the mother and placed it into a little thin cup. The 2 ladies' eyebrows went up, and they began to tell the police officers that they would be removing both children. More phone calls were made to their supervisor and to foster homes. They could not find one close that could accommodate the newborn and Joey, and discussed what to do when the judge asked why the children were not placed together or with family. They opted to keep the children together. However, the foster home was 50 miles away. Joy's mother is frantic at this point. How could things go so wrong? She does not smoke pot, so the test must be wrong. She denies any drug use, so they say her kids are at risk or of neglect because she won't acknowledge her problem. Even Joy told them about Mary Jane. They tell her to go to court in 2 days. Joy is crying as they pick him up and put him in their county vehicle. They have to literally rip the newborn from Joey's mother's arms, and now she is screaming. The police officer tells her to calm down, or he will have to take her in on a 5150 charge. And 5150 charge is like a 3-day mental health hold. And I'm sick of people saying, I'm 5150. I'm 5150. You're not. A 3-day mental health hold an evaluation where they highly medicate you. So stop saying I'm 5150. You sound real 51 stupid. Those are terms they use to place people that have mental disabilities and that are in emergency crisis mode on a special hold to get them medication compliant because they may not be taking their medication. So that's what they use the 5150 for. Joey screams from the car, "Mommy, don't let them take me. Mommy, stay with, mommy, me stay with you." Okay, so that's baby talk, my bad. Okay, there have been parents who experienced something similar and never saw their children again. Tell me this is not kidnapping. Exactly. That is kidnapping to the fullest extent of the law. This child was talking about a book called Mary, Jane, and Dick. Okay? This is how it happens. First they come into the door 5 days after the original incident that the social workers never even mentioned. They came to the door and knocked, meaning they had no reasonable cause to even come to the door in the first place. They bring the police as a intimidation tactic. He is mostly there to protect the social worker. Joy mother should have never let them in. No warrant, no entry. Then they talk to Joy about sexual abuse. That in and itself is sexual abuse. Huh? It is. Then they make her take a mouth swab drug tests, which are not admissible in court and are often wrong. The only test that is admissible as evidence in a lab confirmed test, Joy's mother should have refused and offered to go to a collection site for laboratory urine testing. However, she did not have to take any test. Then in the social worker's report, it will claim that they provided reasonable effort to keep the children in the home, and obviously that will be a lie. Reasonable effort is the key to their funding, and they never tried to keep the family together, so they received federal funding fraudulently. This story is not based on anyone I know, but you can click on Families Destroyed, Tell Your Story at the top of this page and read actual horror stories. There are more stories as comments on past posts. This is the only tip of the iceberg. There are hundreds of thousands of parents whose children were kidnapped by the government. I will post more soon. Donnelly, I love you so much. Please call. This is really sad. I just wanted to bring this story up because this is really happening every day. Like I said, I dropped the broom to let you hear the sound of the broom hitting the floor versus that caller's false report to CPS saying that this mother was hitting her child with a broom. There's a big difference, and if she had done that, then it would have been a whole lot worse. So you guys, like I said, be careful what you claim that you've seen or heard. If you think that there is abuse going on, please do not hesitate to call the child abuse hotline, but make sure that when you call, you are calling and you know exactly what you're talking about. You know, because a lot of times it could be something totally different. Kids fighting each other, the parent trying to stop the kids from fighting. Something can fall and startle a baby or anything of that nature. The child could just be throwing a tantrum because he or she wants her way. We don't know what's going on. So we have to be very careful, you know, to not just be one of those Gladys Abners that's calling the hotline and reporting people. And for those that are peed off at somebody that may have hurt your feelings, broke your heart, taken something from you, or did you dirty, don't get mad and turn around and call CPS, because you can ruin somebody's life all because you are angry. Don't do that. I'm asking you, do not do that, because some of the calls to CPS, you know, if like I said, if they take away all these anonymous callers that's making these false callers, precedent over the people and the children that are really going through hell, you're actually causing more problems. Because there are children that are actually out there going through hell that wish that somebody will call CPS and get them the hell up out of the situation that they're in. But we have people that are so hateful and so evil today that they will go this far to call and make a false report, being nosy and not knowing what they're talking about. So you guys, until the next video, don't forget to hit that like button, that post notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And you guys, don't forget to share this video. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please, like I said, do not be one of those people that are making false reports because somebody done pissed you off. So, you guys, like I said, I'll talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.